talking about how to pay off your 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we put up new videos. Hello, I am Tara, the author of the Dining on a Dime cookbook, where you can eat better, spend less. We have a new hardcover with full color pictures and over 1,200 recipes and tips to help you save money on your grocery bill. Check it out at livingonadime.com. Hi guys, I am here with my mom, Jill, and today we are talking about how to pay off your 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. It can be done. My husband and I just paid off, well, not just, it's been almost 2 years now, paid off our house in 7 years. My mom paid off her house. Let's see, how many years did it take you? 5 years? My mom paid off her house in 5 years, being a single mom, living on $1,000 a month with 2 kids. And so we're going to talk about some of the ways that you can pay off your house in 5 to 7 years instead of 30 years. Now, why would you want to do that? Because you can literally spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest, depending on how expensive your house is, over 30 years. The second reason is it is security. When your house is paid off and you are completely debt-free, you do not have to have as much money to bring in to pay your bills if you're retired. Or if you get sick and disabled like mom did. Or you lose your job. Or your husband leaves you or your wife leaves you. If your house and your debts are all paid off, you do not have to come up with as much money to pay your basic expenses, and you can survive a lot easier. Right now, we're in the middle of this is 2020. They're doing another stimulus check. Everybody's getting $600. They're trying to do $2,000. Let me tell you something. If $600 is going to completely change your life, you have bigger problems.
Yeah.
You have bigger problems than making it through just getting a stimulus check. This stimulus, personally, I think this stimulus check is absolutely ridiculous because mom and I together, well, not together, but I mean, we have lived through several recessions, never a true depression. Was my grandmother. But everybody hollers about how they can't do this because of the recession or that. We honestly didn't even know there was a recession.
People talk about these recessions back in the 90s and different times. I didn't even realize they'd happened.
And this is supposedly a pandemic that we've gone through in 2020. We wouldn't have noticed any different. Now, I totally understand there are maybe some restaurant owners or people like that where their businesses have been severely damaged by that. And I get that. But I will tell you, the majority of the population, it's business as usual. It really is. I can't think of one person that has actually been affected negatively by this in my sphere of people that I know.
I don't know.
And I know in the comments, all of you people are going to say, well, I have. But here's the thing. Because our debt is totally paid off, if something did happen, we wouldn't have that big of a problem paying our bills because we are debt free. So that is why you want to do it. Now, how do you go about doing it? Really, it's simple.
But another thing about why you want to get it paid off, nobody understands unless you've done it, the freedom you feel. There's not one person that hasn't had their house paid off that says, I cannot believe how much stress and burden that was on me. And when that was released, it's like they're a different person.
Yep.
You cannot understand that. And I've had people say, yeah, but what if I go back into debt?
Don't.
The stress is so, the relief is so great and so wonderful. You will do everything in your power, everything to keep from doing that again because it feels so good. It's like the nicest high. I don't know what a high
Yeah.
feels like, but it's the nicest high you could get, when that was gone. You don't have to go out and drink because you've got this stress and worry on you. You'll be saving even more money that way, or doing other things.
And your bank account grows. Since
It
our
does.
house has been paid off, because everybody criticized us, well, what are you doing for retirement? We're like, we don't have any retirement yet. We're trying to get our house and get completely debt-free first. So,
but I'm to the point now, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm to the point now, and I have been for a long time, for several years, that by the time I hit retirement age, and I've had my house paid off for so many years, that I can live off money that I have saved, even if I had no income whatsoever. It just paying my utilities and food.
Yeah.
I can live off it for the rest of,
And what I was going to say was, now that we're completely debt-free, our bank account is zooming up. Why? Because we don't have the expense of our house payment. So we are saving at a rapid rate now because we don't have a house payment. So now, how do you pay off your house? You do things like stop eating out.
You sacrifice everything.
Guys, I know we sound like a broken record, but it is because every time I drive into town about 5 o'clock, I am not exaggerating. There are 30 cars in line at Taco Bell. It's ridiculous. When I go down the strip where all our restaurants are, the entire parking lot is full and going around. Even in these hard economic times, it has stayed completely full.
I've gone by Cracker Barrel, IHOP, all these restaurants, morning, noon, in between.
Always busy.
And they're always, the parking lots are full.
And you do not understand how much money you are throwing away. At least $5,000 a year is being thrown out just on eating out. $3,000 a year on coffee. $20,000 on cars.
I don't know how much is being done on the meals that you order that come to your house.
Oh, have mercy.
The ones that bring all the...
I looked it up. $80 for, it was like 2 or 3 meals. How much? I think it was 3. You got 3 dinners for 4 people or something, and it was like $80. It was, it's just $10 a person. Are you kidding me? I can do 2 meals for 6 people. I can do 2 full dinners for 6 people for $10.
Yeah.
And I don't work real hard at it either. And people are making the excuses to have these dinners shipped into their house or UPS or whatever to their house because they're too tired, and it saves us going out to eat. You've got to stop this.
Yeah.
That is why you're not getting your house paid off. So, cut the dinners out. Cut the new cars. Cut the sodas. Cut the manicures. Cut the highlights every month. Cut the hair coloring every month.
Extra sports stuff.
Cut. Your kids do not need to be spending $3,000 to $5,000 on baseball.
Expensive gym
memberships. Gym memberships. I know parents who will spend $10,000 to $20,000 a year just on their kids' sports. It's ridiculous.
They travel with these sports. They'll spend thousands of dollars traveling around the country with school sports.
Yeah. We know one couple, they had their kids in hockey. And I am not exaggerating. Every weekend for like 5 or 6 months, they were traveling with their kids all over the country playing hockey. And then these people finally had to sell their house and move because they couldn't afford their house anymore.
It's a serious thing. You think it's not that big of a deal. Well, my kids need to be in sports. Your kids need a home, a secure home that's paid for before they need to be in sports. They need a mom and dad that's not stressed out.
Yeah. These working moms, okay, I'm going to get the hate mail. But these working moms, I'm just so stressed out. I come home from work and then I have to cook and I just can't do it and I'm working and all this. I have sat with a lot of working moms And I have sat and figured, and by the time you pay for the eating out, the extra car, the extra clothes, all the stuff at the office that you have to do, like gifts for Secret Santa and all that kind of stuff, they were making $2 to $3 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
Daycare expenses.
Higher tax bracket.
So let me get this straight. You are having someone else raise your children so you can earn $2 to $3 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. Let that sink in. You do not understand the stress that you are voluntarily putting yourself in.
And your family.
And then you wonder why your kids are crabby. You wonder why your kids are little obnoxious brats. You're volunteering to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That is why Mom and I preach so much that you need to be 100% debt-free. You do not understand the stress that you are putting on yourselves. And you also don't understand how really easy it actually is to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may not be able to go on vacation every year and spend $5,000 to $10,000 on that vacation every year. But if you took that $50,000 over 5 years worth of vacations and put that on your $200,000 house, bam, you got a quarter of it right there.
Well, another thing I find happening now that falls not totally into this category, but now people, because of the illness that we're going through now, they're allowed to take off work without being docked.
Yeah.
And so these people are taking 2 days off of work just so they can have a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't get paid for it, but they don't get docked, so they think they're just going to have a vacation time while they can. I worked 3 jobs. 3 jobs. I worked like 60 to 70 hours a week. You know, not only do you have to give up stuff, but you have to work.
Yes.
You know, you have to combine these things together and do the work.
And, you know, you may have to get a second or third job. You know, if you're a stay-at-home mom, maybe dad can stay with the kids while you go work 3 or 4 hours in the evening or something, or dad maybe can get a second job, or maybe mom can do something like bake bread, bake cookies. People pay a ton for that kind of stuff now. Go shovel sidewalks. Dad can go shovel sidewalks when it snows, that kind of thing.
Or even buy a less expensive house.
Yep.
A less expensive house and go
Yeah.
that direction. There's so many ways and so many.
Yeah.
People should not. Now it's the norm for everybody to have a huge house payment. Years ago, you just did everything in your power not to have a house payment.
And there's a Bible verse, the wicked borrow and do not repay. But it's the wicked people who do not repay their debts. I mean, this is serious. And that's why, I don't know. I mean, we keep harping about this and harping about this. I know, but you just do not understand how much stress you are putting on yourself, and you're volunteering to do it. You are volunteering to do it. You really are. There, I will say probably if 100% of the people that have emailed us that are in these situations and we have actually talked them through and helped them, maybe 1%, maybe, has been in a dire situation where they have disabled kids at home and husband just had a stroke and they are truly in dire needs, or husband got sick and mom's home with little kids or something. But that really, when you talk people through their crisis, really they're not in a crisis because of the crisis.
Their irresponsibility of their money management.
Yeah, they're in the crisis because of they didn't do.
Yeah, you know,
they were not responsible handling their money.
It was out of their control.
Yeah, it truly. Out of their control. It very, very rarely is it truly out of their control.
Yeah.
Because when you are having good times and you're making good money, that is when you get your house paid off and all your debt paid off, so that when something happens, because it always does, then you don't have to panic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, anyway, that is how you pay off your house in 3 to 5 years. bet you didn't see it going that way. But really, that's what it boils down to.
That's what it takes work. Nobody wants to work anymore. It just takes work. So,
all right, so please visit us at livingonadime.com if you want more tips and ideas on how to save money on your groceries and everywhere in your life. We will see you guys next time.
bye-bye.